So I'm Alex. I'm not an AI engineer. I'm not a big data science guy. I'm just an architect with experience building no-coding tools. And I'm into social dynamics in general and network science. And the problems I trying to solve is related to social networks. So uh, the same thing that they're black boxes. They're owned by one entity, and they're in charge of updating it. So the initial idea with this project was, it's not it's the least known project in this lineup. I started it uh, about 2 months ago, and the idea is that to give the opportunity to open source developers to build their own algorithms and to collaborate on them together. And um, I wrote a piece on it. It contains all the vision and how we should basically change the way we approach the information distribution and how important it is to have cognitive security on the personal level. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and read that. So the vision is this. The consumption should be very easy, and the algorithms should be able to run on clients or any other platform, mobile phones, backend service, doesn't matter. It should be really easy to integrate and easy to configure. As for development of those, they should be open source driven. It's important. And there should be maximum freedom when it comes to what set of tools or frameworks you want to use. There should not be any locking. And also, it should be really modular and extensible. So storage. Since algorithms are modular, you want those modules to be permanent or at least immutable and always available. So one of the requirements was to make them permanent and be stored and be available all the time. Ownership. It's important so that developers have ownership in those algorithms. That way, they are more likely to be like invested and excited about building them. And they should have some kind of monetary or social incentivization to do so. Yeah, so the design principles requirements for this project was simple but flexible, permanency, execution should be transparent, no black boxing, using already well-established standards and tools. Yeah, and all the tools that are available or coming up should be able to be easily integrated, and it should be future-proofed. Design, like inspiration that I took for these projects were a filter pipeline. It's a design pattern in programming, NPM for its modularity and simplicity, and Hugging Face is a social element and marketplace aspect of it, which makes it working together on things more fun and more rewarding. So the elements of these systems are not a lot. It's just the first element is a module. The second one is service. It's something that like wraps a module and makes it a service. And there's a registry. So let's go to the module. The module is a basic building block. It's just something that takes input and produces output. And this building block can be owned by developer X, whatever. This building block can be anything, really. It can be a neural network. It can be an inference API call. It can be a database call. It can be local file storage. It can be anything. Because the module itself runs either JavaScript or Python. In this case, it's JavaScript at this point of the project. So everything that you can do with JavaScript, you can do with this module. Yeah, and the beauty of it, it can be run right on the client, on the browser, on the backend, anywhere where JavaScript or Python runs. Yeah, and there's also, you can use LangChain easily. Nothing stops you from doing so. I'll have a demo using LangChain in the end of this presentation. So a module can be really simple and can be really complex. Here's a schema of a module that's using 4 different modules under the hood. Some of them can be accessing data set. Some of them can be storing something, accessing memory or whatever. Another one can be an OpenAI call, and the 4th one can be producing transforming the output from the 3rd module and making more suitable for your business case. Each module contains the information needed to execute this module properly, and how to compose it with other modules, and a lot of human readable information, aka Hugging Face card module cards. And this is the example of very complex module. It can use dependencies on other executions. So this architecture allows for a lot of flexibility and a lot of rich functionality if you have any requirements to do so. There's nothing limits you to do that. Okay, I got a warning, 2 minutes left. Okay, so I'm gonna skip through and quickly show you the slides. This is how you would use it in your application. This is how you would, each module, a module can encapsulate an execution of multiple modules. So it would contain something like a configuration, how to execute them and with what parameters. This is the full metadata of the module. This is the interface and the code that executes them. This is how it would look like on the client side. If you want to select it, service wraps a module, makes it an API, and you can easily use this service from within the module in a seamless way. Registry just registered. Registers those assets on chain. The metadata is packed permanently on our Weave network using bundle, and this metadata is linked in an NFT and given to the developer who publishes the module. Demo time, if I can make it. So on the demo, I have a dummy social network that is rendering all the modules from the system that's been published. This model was specifically developed to extract feed publications for Lens in this case. This is recommendation engine for people. This is trends. All of those are different modules pieced together in an interface. And I also managed to build easily an assistant, which takes the feed algorithm from the main page, feeds it into the LangChain, and I can answer a question on this, like how political this content is. And I can do anything on it, basically.
Okay, Alex, that's really cool. I'm glad you were able to get a little of the demo in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure people will have some questions for you at the end.